Hello everyone and welcome to Scout's Tarot, where curiosity and the divine combine. So this is the September reading for, for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and potentially Venus if we end up in the romance section of this reading. But yeah, so this will be a 3-card spread. Energy, okay, just jumping out, going into September out of August. The second card will be the energy. Oh my god. Are you guys, this is a lot happening here, Leo. What in the gods? Okay. Whew. Just throwing themselves at me. Like, you didn't even give me a chance to finish my sentence. Golly. And 2 gigantic arcanas. Like, okay, what is happening here? And then lastly, the third card is the energy going into October. All right, so if we can get just one card, please, that isn't like throwing itself at my face or at the ground. Like, my golly. Yeah, you guys have got some big stuff going on. Whew. All right, one card. Solo uno, por favor. Oh, Jesus. Didn't I just ask? God, go fracking. Okay. Here we go. I mean, normally, yes. Like, I take cards as they flip and turn and scream out, but Jesus, I didn't think it was going to be like that. Okay. So, Leo, apologies for the lighting. I don't have any proper lighting on the right side of my living room, so this is the world we live in now. So, first card is the Devil card. So, again, this is the energy going from August into September. Now, if you're new to tarot or, just not as familiar, Devil card does not necessarily mean, doom, gloom, and like the ends of, religious sanity, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's none of that. The Devil card more so represents things that have held you back, right? It is, yes, it could be an aspect of the, trickery and being, doing things for the wrong reason. But the energy that I'm picking up here as we're going through this and as I, get more attuned with the divine, is that this is something has been troubling you going from August into September. So this could be an energy that lasted. Let me make sure this is all moved over because unfortunately I have a habit of forgetting the angle of this camera. So yeah, Devil card is oftentimes about, at least how I'm picking it up right now, is the difficulty that we may have had in giving something up, right? It's like that addiction. It can be, be substance abuse. It could be addicting to just unhealthy habits. So it could just be like staying up late, even though, you got work at 7 a.m., but here you are going to bed at 2. And it's kind of like, that's a habit you need to break. Like, you should not be doing that. But you're like, yeah, but like Netflix, bruh. Like, have you not seen, whatever? Like, allowing yourself to get caught or trapped by these these things that we may find to be appealing and enjoyable can also hurt us if we indulge in it too much. So that's kind of what I'm picking up here, is like perhaps in August or throughout the summer or the pandemic, whatever, you may have picked up a bad habit that is now affecting you to a degree that it's it could be troubling you every day or troubling your relationships. It could be harboring your ability to move forward, and whether that's in your career or in love with your family. Maybe you've had a project you've been hoping to get off the ground and it's like, but I also really enjoy staying up, and maybe not staying up or staying out, to use a different example. Like maybe you're just really, found this great spot and you have not been able to give it up, or something along those lines, where something that could be seen as good has now become bad. I mean, it could be something as like, you like getting tattoos and now you've got like 17 and you have no money because you spent all your money on that. Like, whatever it could be, Leo, especially in terms of like, not to be like Leos are vain and all about appearances, but I mean, you do like to put on a good show, which is not a bad thing. You could be leaning into appearances. So maybe like you've invested in like makeup or something and you really leaned into that, and suddenly now you don't have enough to pay your cable bill or your power bill or whatever it is. So just bad habits that have gotten like out of control. which leads us into our energy into September, which is justice. So again, another major arcana, like this is overarching, this is big stuff. And the energy that I'm picking up here is that if you don't get your devil in line, under control, banished, whatever it is that you need to do to stop the bad habits that you have, that there's going to be some repercussions here, right? Because the justice card is, yes, about balance, it's about fairness, but it's also about, like, you know, the is it the cold hand of justice or something with it, whatever it is. But like when that sword swings, when that balance is made, when what is due comes due and you gotta pay it up, justice is not gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry, it's been so tough for you. It's gonna be like, I ain't got time for you, like this is it, like the bill's due. Like, this is the decision, this is the choice, these are the repercussions of your actions, this is the work that you have committed to by allowing, you know, and it's not my fault that you let this stuff happen to you. If you let your life get out of control, that's not justice's problem. Justice is like, well, you should have checked yourself. You should have done better work. You should have recognized that this was bad for you. You should have done something about it, right? The justice card is stating here that, like, you had a choice and you either didn't make it and the choice has been made for you, or it's now time for you to step up to the plate and show what you got, and you haven't been practicing, right? And this is that moment of truth. This is, okay, here we go. And if you haven't lined your ducks up in a row, like, people are going to see your shit's out of order, and that's not, you don't want to look like that, right? September, for me, the energy I'm picking up here is like, I don't want to be like, oh my God, it's a warning, but it's like, yo, if you promise to get something done, you better make sure you're prepared, right? That if there's an expectation of you and you've been like not doing the work because you've been caught up doing other stuff, that shit's gonna show. That's not great. You may not want to be in a position where people are like, and they may just cut you off, right? Justice has a sword of truth in her hand. Like, she'd be like, look, I'm gonna reveal all your bad, you know, tendencies and habits, right? The emperor has no clothes here, so don't you even think that you can hide what's going on, you know, in the background anymore, because either your habit is getting to a point where people are noticing it or it's apparent, or your habit is going to trip you up and you're not going to be able to necessarily defend yourself. If you don't have a good alibi, in the sense, like, if you can't show that you've put in the work, people will know. And so that leads us to the energy going from September and into October. And that's the 5 of Pentacles. So to me, again, Leo, this is like screaming, if you don't get your shit together, you're going to find yourself on the outs, right? This is an opportunity for you to, like, take a step back, recognize that perhaps you've been caught up in stuff that hasn't been as healthy for you. And before, you know, you got to stand up and own your faults and mistakes, you know, you may need to think about, like, where could that end you, right? Where could that put you? Like, if you know you got work due, you got projects due, you got, you know, promises that you have to keep, you don't want to show up here empty-handed or struggling along. You don't want to be in a space where it's like, yeah, so, like, about that deadline, like, you think you could give me like a month or whatever? Like, you don't want to be that person rolling up unprepared. And so that's the energy that I'm picking up here, is that, like, you've been in an unhealthy space, or at least there have been unhealthy tendencies that are affecting your space. And September is your opportunity to set it straight, right? To balance it up. Like, you know what? Let me take some of this crazy shit off the scale. Let me balance my life out again. Otherwise, you may find yourself in a position of being on the outs, and we don't want that, right? Like, the last, like, 16 months have already been tough. We do not need any more issues here, Leo. Okay, so we're going to pull an oracle card for the devil to get some clarity on the energy surrounding this card. And we're using the Oracle of the 7 Energies deck. So I'm in my magic, spiritually aligned. What energies are surrounding Leo's devil card, celestial divine? In my magic, spiritually aligned. What energies are surrounding the devil card for Leo, celestial divine? One card, put it forward. One card. We do not know. Okay, what this? No, this is like 17 cards. This is unacceptable. Oh, just kidding. Then we shall take the one that I actually did not see until I pulled up the rest of the deck. Fantastic. This is the game we're playing. Yeah, because this is a mess here, Leo. Like, we got to get this shit situated. So we have Seeing Beyond. And I'm going to move these guys just for a second. So these two are hopefully in the center. And that is 36. So I'm going to use... Nope. I'm going to use the book to just make sure that I have the most applicable answers. Where is 36? Where are you doing this? Okay, great. Seeing Beyond. So I will hold this up for you. So this is about vision. It's about the capacity to imagine something, to look beyond the material, beyond the obvious, the realm of the transpersonal. These are about options and possibilities and getting out of your own way and discarding your projected outcomes. So a little more. Do you consider things only within the framework of what you already know? Or can you allow yourself to see beyond into the vastness of potential? We are all gifted with the magical ability of imagination. And when we open to it, we become a conduit for a divine vision greater than our own. Ooh, this is very interesting. I'm going to continue reading and then There are two ways to view the world and co-create within it. One is from a face value perspective. What you see is what you get. The second is allowing your imagination to see beyond what something is right now and move into a place that doesn't yet exist in the material world. In this cosmic playground of possibilities, you see into a future where anything you imagine has the potential to become real. If you use your imagination faithfully and consciously, avoiding the traps of fearful projection and drama, this is what I thought, you can connect to any reality you truly want to experience. Okay, so I'll stop there. So what I was thinking about as I was, the feelings that I was getting as I was reading that card is that your devil energy is around like expectations, right? The reality that you expected to have versus the reality that you actually have. And I think by becoming trapped in I don't have what I wanted. I didn't get what I planned for. I did all this work and I didn't even get there. And you've trapped yourself in these negative energies, right? Like the devil card can, represent internal struggles and traps and pains and things that haunt us. And the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, those are real, but so is I didn't get there. The actual, I had a plan and it didn't happen. And these energies are trapping you, right? And you may find yourself not necessarily addicted to those energies, but stuck in those energies, right? Like there are a lot of times you see devil, representations, propaganda, movies, whatever. And sometimes the devil plays a game with you and you lose the game and suddenly you're trapped. You're consciously aware that, sugar snap, you're stuck in that position. That there was something, before that, you're not you didn't trip up into a habit and that's that. I feel like this is more so along the lines of you had a plan, the plan failed, you played a game, you took a risk, or in this case, options may have been limited and now you can't see for yourself what's beyond this, right? You're trapped in this mindset of I'm not going to amount to anything because the work that I did to get to this point doesn't even matter. And it's making it hard for you to move forward. You're having difficulty seeing beyond what's in front of you. You have to rely, going into September, let go of the concept around what your potential or what the possibilities are, Leo, because you're stuck. You can't move forward and you can't see beyond if you're so busy, looking down or looking into the bleakness of your current situation or the current situation as it didn't line up with what you expected or what you wanted. And so then that leads us into the Justice card. And again, justice is about, shit comes due. Are you ready to pay? And we need to get some more insight into this. So we're now going to shift. Okay, there we go. To the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck. to get some clarity around, like, well, what is happening in September? Like, if we know that your trappedness is because of the reality that you can't see beyond, that you think that where you're at now is where you're stuck, or the reality that you're in now is a result of you not being good enough or doing enough or planning enough or whatever it is, what can we do in September to make sure that when, you know, that moment happens where it's like someone asks you to show up or do the thing, or if this is like, say, in a relationship and they're like, okay, so I mean, are we gonna commit to this thing? Like, are we, you know, is this real? Like, when that moment happens and you have to show up and give an answer, have a response, what energy do you need to focus on to be prepared for that moment? All right, so let's clear this out. I'm in my magic, spiritually aligned. What energy does Leo need to focus on to be ready for this justice moment, celestial divine? One card would be helpful. We are accepting of 2. Okay. God, 2 again. Well, I mean, this is tough, though, so I'm not surprised. So we have, oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. Totally, I'm not making this shit up. So we have the Keeper of the Scales and the Chess Queen. So we're going to start with Keeper of the Scales, because that's the one that just caught my breath. And I was like, oh my. All right, here we go. Keeping it real. All right, number 38. Number 38, right? Yes. Come on, one more. Nope, that is 40, 39. Wow, we are counting here. Okay. So this is the Justice card, right? So keeping that balance. Keeper of the Scales, of course, is about fairness and balance. So the law of harmony is enacted when the Keeper of Scales comes to you in a reading. Align with her as the law states, making conscious choices that create balance in your life, right? If you even look at the Devil card, there's 2 elements here, right? There's a balance here. And yeah, it's a sucky balance, but it's, hey, you put the energy in, Devil gonna take the energy out. It's a balance in one way or another. We got to get out of that, right? You can't be in this space anymore because you're just throwing energy into the void, and you're going to keep doing that until you finally start to, you know, see beyond that. So let's see. Align with her as the law states, making conscious choices that create balance in your life. When you do, you also magically align with the abundance of the universe and the powerful forces of synchronicity. This creates conditions and possibilities that lead to the fulfillment of your highest intentions. So harmony begins with the self and then resonates outward toward others. You're in harmony with yourself when you nurture yourself with love, respect, and acceptance, always fully taking responsibility for your actions, right? We can only control how we react to things around us, right? We can only control what we do in our lives. We can't control how other people act. We can't control how they treat us, but we get to control how we feel about it. And if we know that there are issues in our lives that we are not happy with, and we're sitting here like, kicking dirt and, head all down and sad and mad and dejected, you're in that position by choice. You can change how you feel if you get yourself out of that idea that you can't do anything more. You have to see beyond your current situation, the possibilities that are out there, right? And the Keeper of Scales is trying to bring that message to you for the month of September, that once you treat yourself with love and respect and acceptance, right? Accept that, yeah, this shitty situation, not the best experience, but this isn't forever. It doesn't have to be forever. You can keep throwing, energy into the void if you want, but it doesn't have to be this way, Leo. It doesn't have to be that way. This is saying that you get to choose how you live your life, right? This is about fairness and balance. And if you want your life to be rebalanced, you have to instead of putting your energy into the void, put your energy into yourself, right? Love thyself, respect thyself, accept yourself for who you are. And as you're building this balance, the Justice card, that moment where you have to step forward and be you, will come forward, right? You'll have this moment, this message, this opportunity to sit back and be like, yes, I am ready for it, I'm there. But if you don't put the devil back in its box and stop putting your energy into the void, you won't be ready for that moment, right? This is a message about restoration and the positive, fair resolution in all disputes. So you got to, just keep in mind that as you're working through this devil energy, that you're rebalancing yourself, which is critical because, we do respond to the world that we live in different ways. But if you are responding to yourself in painful ways, hurtful ways, you're whipping yourself at that point. All right, so let's look at the Chess Queen, number 30. So the Chess Queen has all the tools you need to aid you in your quest for a life of purpose, peace, and prosperity. When she arrives as your ally, you're given the task of asking Spirit for a vision of your life. Ask also to know the right actions to ensure your part in this process of unfolding. Then, with a sense of trust, allow the strategy to be given onto you by the divine. Right? So the Justice card it's a patience card, but it's also an action card that, yes, we will wait, we will balance it out, we'll see how it goes. Okay, great. Now this is it. This is the choice. This is the thing. It's decisive, right? It's both time as well as purpose. And you have to ask yourself the question, like, are your own goals and desires in alignment with the divine plan for your life? Right? Are you aligning with, the possibilities, that seeing beyond energy? Are you seeing the potential for your own life? And if you're not, you have to think back and be like, well, why isn't this working? What changed in my strategy? What changed in my plan? If you're not happy with where you're at, well, when did that happen? And it's understanding that strategy and then taking a step back and trusting that as you remember to love yourself, accept yourself, and appreciate the work that you've done thus far, that you will start seeing the game board again, right? This is a reminder that there is your plan, and then there is the divine plan for your life. When you're in alignment with the latter, all manner of messages are delivered to aid you in taking the next right action for your life. The Chess Queen says that you will win this game as long as you let Spirit choose your moves. Follow your bliss and the inspired messages delivered by your soul. You cannot lose when you enter the realm of the Chess Queen. Which, come on, like the Lady Justice here, if anyone's a Chess Queen in the tarot card, it's going to be the Justice, right? Where she's going to sit back and make, okay, these are the plans, these are the choices, this is how we get here. She's going to put her pieces out on the table and she's going to push forward because she's doing this in a strategic way, right? Justice is about fairness. It is about striking that right balance. And if you allow yourself to think about the possibilities for your life, for your relationship, for your business, for your household, whatever it is that has been keeping you in this dark space, if you let this dark space go and allow yourself to imagine new possibilities, you're allowing the Chess Queen to be like, okay, all right, so let's see where all these pieces can go. And they will find a way to balance that out, especially if you are taking the time to appreciate yourself and love yourself. And Justice will be like, I see the love coming in. Let me put the love back into, right? This is critical stuff here, Leo. This isn't easy peasy stuff, but it's critical because the Devil card and the Justice card are gigantic energies, right? So you want to make sure that you are doing that work and you're recognizing yourself, because it's easy to slip into dark spaces. And the Devil card is, just one of those energies where it does well in a dark space and people generally do not. So let's make sure that we're being smart about how we treat ourselves. All right, Leo, and now our fifth card. Our third card is the Five of Pentacles. So let's ask our super attractor oracle deck what you need to focus on leading into October. All right, because we know in September we need to spend time loving on ourselves, valuing yourselves. We're going to cut out of these bad habits of, I don't deserve that, or I should have tried harder here. Like that negative inner monologue that folks have, like you need to banish that bitch. Like she gotta go. We ain't, or he, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you can't let that trap you in this dark space. It's easy to slip into and it's hard to get out of, but the best way to do it is to lean on you know, your imagination of, you know what, it doesn't have to be this way, huh? Sure doesn't. And what is our advice going into October? Oh, I cannot read that upside down, sorry. Okay. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. If that ain't about balancing out your energies, then I don't know what is, right? You want something better for yourself, right? Nobody wants to be in the double energy. Nobody wants this jerk hounding you, keeping you down, making you feel like crap. And like, nobody wants this energy. So let's banish that. And let's imagine what you want. What do you want, Leo, right? What are you looking for? That perfect romance, that soulmate connection, that twin flame love? Or are you looking for that business that allows you to like work from home, make your, you know, 6 figures and your aligns with your passions? Like, what is it? Like, what is that great desire that you have in life? Like, what is that thing that you want out of life? You got to imagine what that could be and allow the universe to match that, right? Because again, when you merge your desire with your faith, you can take action from a place of peace rather than control. It's just like you know, injustice, in other words, is a peace card. It is that balance. It is that A, you know, not A equals B, but like, you know, these things are equivalent. We got it. And this is peace. It is a moment where you know that what goes in is equivalent to what goes out, and that it's fair, and that it's not about, oh, well, I didn't get there, so I guess that's not going to work out. It's, I didn't get there because that wasn't necessarily the place I was supposed to be. You don't have to have that control. It's just like accepting yourself and accepting and loving on yourself in the month of September will allow the universe, the divine plan set before you to start moving into action for this game to be played. The second you take a step back and stop like interfering, you know, inner monologue and you know, these expectations that you may have placed on yourself that you may not have reached, once you get this out of the way, these energies can come into play, and you'll see that play out over September. And what you're imagining, like the best thing for you, will allow this energy to stay away, right? We don't want to continue this dejected energy, right? Where you're looking for that help and that support. You can move beyond this. You don't have to be in this space, right? To me, the 5 of Pentacles is letting you know, like, you don't have to live in strife and struggle. If you give up this controlling energy that you have over you and imagine what it is that you want, Leo, suddenly the universe has set forth for you its divine plan, and all you have to do is enjoy the journey, man, right? But all right, Leo, this is your reading for the month of September. If it resonated, fantastic. Feel free to all that jazz. What is it? Like, share, subscribe. And I don't do personal readings. I am very much juggling a lot right now. Maybe before the end of the year, I'll start taking that up. But for now, I hope this resonated, and I will see you in October. Enjoy.